Welcome to Avalon Airport Oval for the final game of round one in the 2019 AFLW Under-18 Championships. Today we have Vic Metro going up against Vic Country. Ironically, Vic Country hosting at a metropolitan venue. Work that one out. As we take a look now at the Vic Country side, to join myself, Matthew Cox, in the commentary box today, we have Pete Williams. Pete, this is a very strong Vic Country lineup in front of us.
Yeah, there's quite a few areas of Vic Country that I quite like. I sort of highlighted during the week. I really like their defence. I think with the likes of Millie Brown and Abby Chapman, they're quite strong overhead. They'll take quite a few marks. You've got Brooke Vernon, who's a running type, and Isabella Shannon, who can play tall or small, rotates really well through there. She's just a player that can pretty much play anywhere on the ground. So they've named her at half-back. And then you've got Sophie Locke and Daisy Smith, who are likely to play more of that defensive role. Sophie Locke's a renowned tackler from the Bushrangers, and I think she'll be one that'll really lock down on an opposing forward and take them out of the game. And I think they've got enough rebounding types in there. It's a good mix.
In the reciprocal game last year, Vic Metro Vic Metro defeated Vic Country 4-5-29 to 2-5-17 at GMHBA Stadium, and there's been a few stars that have bobbed up along the journey, as well as a bottom major last year back in the side this year for Vic Country. Yeah,
well, Lucy McAvoy was the standout last year, and she leads a really strong on-ball brigade. The one thing you notice about Vic Country is their hardness at the ball. They've got inside midfielders. Tiana Smith has great speed, but she's an inside midfielder. Lucy McAvoy, Molly McDonald, she's already drafted, of course. She's gone to St Kilda along with Isabella Shannon. Brooke Hards is just the best tackler in the game this year. She's in there. And Luca Lazowski-Hay as well. They all win their own footy. They all go in hard. They can run to the outside and play in multiple positions. But that's certainly an area that I really like. And looking forward, the X factor up forward, you've got a really raw forward line. 4 of the 6 named players in the forward line for Vic Country are middle ages, so they're not eligible to be drafted until next year. And if you take out one of the actual top ages and put Renee Tierney, who's on the bench, in there, you could have 5. Olivia Barber's a great talent. She's often a really strong mark, leads hard, just got to work out the set shot routine. Renee Salidas, she's terrific. Darcy Maloney and Isabella Simmons, they're all really talented players. And then you've got the athletic Shannara Notman. She's played down in defence for Gippsland. Hasn't had a lot of games because she didn't play last year, but she's one to watch. And Paige Shepherd, the other one, terrific kick of the footy from the Geelong Falcons, really underrated. And when you got the likes of Sophie Molan, Elise Vella, Laura Gardner on the bench, the midfield's really stocked. And the other ones, Maggie Karras and Georgia Howes, will rotate through the ruck. And then you've got Kate Douglas as well as a backup defender to rotate through with Brown and Chapman.
So where are they going to win it today?
Well, I think they've got the advantage. In these conditions, I think it suits them, although the sun is coming out. They're a very hard team at the ball. I think the contested ball will go in their favour. I think Metro have a bit more speed, although, as I mentioned, Tiana Smith's quite quick off the mark. Brooke Hards has her own pace, and then forward they've got the speed. But I think certainly the inside contested ball is where the game will be won if Country can get there. And, of course, they also have Maggie Karras, who is a dominant ruck.
Coached by Astor O'Connor, of course famous playing with Geelong in the AFLW. Prior to that with the Western Bulldogs, and spent a long time at the Darebin Falcons as well in the Premier Victorian competition. As we take a look now at the Vic Metro side, they're coached by Nathan Burke, of course famous St Kilda player, and ironically his daughter is also in the lineup.
Yeah, his daughter, middle-age prospect, so next year, Alice Burke. She's got quite a bit of talent going through, and she's one of the runners and in that group where we sort of say speed. You look at Mimi Hill, you've got Felicity Theodore, Georgia Patrikios. She's the most agile player in the game, so she'll be one that'll just do that trademark sidestep. We'll no doubt see plenty of today. And then you look Gemma LaJoya, Jess Fitzgerald's got a bit of pace about her, Marguerite Purcell as well. They've got lots of runners, and I think that's what they'll be looking to do, run and carry the ball, get it forward and get into their taller forwards. During the week, Nathan Burke said they don't really have a tall team. They've got a lot of mediums, but certainly inside 50 compared to the countryside, they've got a lot of taller players. And Saxon Jones, Cleo Saxon Jones and Nell Morris Dalton are the talls. You've got Alyssa Bannon, Gabby Newton and Isabella Grant, of course, daughter of Chris, so Bulldogs prospect this year, as well as Nicola Zenos. But 5 of those 6 are really sort of those tall medium players, if you like. They can go through the midfield, but they're tall enough to take a mark. Saxon Jones and Morris Dalton are your contested, I guess, key forwards that'll make it really difficult if they get front position, and I think that's where they can have the advantage. If Metro are able to move the ball quickly and get inside 50 to one-on-ones, they're going to be hard to stop. And then you look in defence, you've got your Isabel Pritchard, Sarah Hartwig and Sarah Sansonetti. Sansonetti will play more of that defensive role, I think, and Pritchard and Hartwig are both really capable rebounders. And Laura McClellan's another one back there that usually plays in the forward half, but having a go down in defence, they'll no doubt rotate. And then, of course, as we mentioned, Alice Burke and Elizabeth Georgia-Stathis will rotate off half-back, but can go through the middle. And I think that's what they'll need to do, because they've got Brittany Gutneck and Ellie McKenzie in there, who are the inside ball winners, where the others are more outside in LaJoya, Hill and Patricios. So you chuck in Georgia Stathis, you chuck in Alana Barber, who's on the bench, and all of a sudden you're getting a few more ball winners in there. So Jess Fitzgerald's another outside user. She wins her own footy, but she's mostly an outside user, and they've got a lot of them. So I think if Country start getting on top in the midfield, they might chuck Georgia Stathis in there and Alana Barber, just to add a bit more of that inside grunt. And yeah, with Molly Dennehy Maloney in the ruck, she's a real workhorse, really. She just works around the ground really hard. She'll have a work cut out for her with Karis, but she'll certainly might have the upper hand getting around the ground. So I think it's going to be a terrific game. There's plenty of advantages with both teams in this match.
Should be a tight tussle as these two sides prepare to face off here at Avalon Airport Oval. The weather conditions here today, it was a little bit slippery in the earlier under-16s game. The sun is starting to come out now, which is drying out the ground a little bit, so hopefully we get a game that has a little cleaner when it comes to disposal. Last year in the 2018 Series 2, Vic Metro won 2 games. They lost a game, though, to Queensland in the middle of it all up on the Gold Coast. For Vic Country, they went undefeated in Series 2 after going down to Vic Metro down at Cardinia Park last year. Your tip for today's game as the captains prepare to come to the middle for the toss of the coin, Pete?
Yeah, look, it's hard to look past Metro. I just think they've got a bit more about them. They've got the speed, they've got the key forwards. If Country can turn into a scrap, then it's going to be interesting, but I will opt for Metro at this stage. And you?
I think Vic Metro as well, but I think it's going to be a very tight tussle, as it looks like Millie Brown will be the captain today for Vic Country, and Isabella Grant will be the captain for Vic Metro. As Pete alluded to, a father-daughter prospect for the Western Bulldogs. She is the daughter of Chris Grant.
And they always rotate around their captains. Of course, Millie Brown's captain there at Murray. Grant isn't the captain at Western, but no doubt a leader within the club. So will be really interesting, and I'm excited to get this game underway today.
This is the 2019 AFLW Under-18 Championships from Avalon Airport Oval. Matthew Cox, Pete Williams in commentary with you for this game as we get set. A little breeze just starting to pick up, favouring the left-hand side, which was the scoring end in the under-16s game. There was no wind in that game. It just seemed to be the end that attracted a lot of the footy in that earlier match, where we saw Vic Country get over the line against Vic Metro. That result 6-8-44 to 4-6-30.
Yeah, and I think there's quite a few players to watch today, and I think the player to watch from Metro, Georgia Patricios, she's an absolute star. She'll be one that I'll put down to keep an eye on this in this match. And then if we look to Vic Country, I might actually go for a bottom major in that example, Tiana Smith. I think she just stands up in big moments. And I think if the game's on the line, she's a player that they can look towards. And, of course, that's for next year's draft. But They're going to be my two players. Who do you want to?
I'm looking forward to seeing Gemma LaJoya. I saw her a couple of weeks ago play for Collingwood in the VFLW and really came to the fore in that game. Looked like she'd been playing state league level football for a long time, a forward role, and conditions where it's still a little bit slippery out on the park might just favour those crummers, those smaller type of forwards. So looking forward to seeing her work her craft today. And looking down at the Vic Country squad, a couple of the St Kilda recruits in Molly McDonald and Isabella Shannon. Looking forward to seeing how they go today. Of course, they're already pre-listed, so they don't have to worry about the AFLW draft later this year. They've just got to work on their craft and getting the ball forward.
And of course, they've got numbers. Yep, there's a 34 out there. Terrific.
33 is Georgia Howes, changing from the 28 as she was originally listed.
Nice. Yep. All right, so we've got that one. At least we got that one for this game in advance.
We're all sorted
all
here in the commentary boxes. Vic Metro make their way to the bench. It looks like they will line up as selected.
Yeah, Georgia Stathis, Barber. Pretty much as listed on the original team sheet. So.
This is the 2019 AFLW Under-18 Championships game, live through nableague.com.au. Opening passage of play is underway, and the tap favoured Caris. Country will work it clear. Long ball inside 50. Players losing their footing. Working it here is Barber. High ball towards the top of the goal square. The umpires said it was a mark or a free kick the way of Vic Metro. Clearing kick here from McClelland. Back pocket broadcast side now for Trikios. She goes down the line, was searching for Ellie McKenzie, and was pushed over the line and out of play. McKenzie had a famous passage of play in the NAB League Girls Grand Final a couple of weeks ago down the outer side of Icon Park.
7 bounces that day. That was a pretty highlight moment of the match.
Well, we get something similar today here at Avalon Airport Oval. Conditions a little slippery at the moment as LaJoya goes to ground for Vic Metro. The umpire says, give it to me, I'll ball it up.
Lucy McAvoy already having an impact on the contest with an important clearance and then a tackle there.
So ball up again. Metro through McKenzie. Lost control of the footy. A little high tackle, not paid by the umpire. Calls play on. That was on Grant. High ball towards the centre wing. Broadcast side. Comes off hands. Gutnick in prime position. Got rid of it. Clobbered there was Vernon. Ball just bobbling around. The umpire says there's a push in the back and a free kick will go the way of Gemma LaJoya from the Oakley Chargers, also listed with Collingwood's VFLW side. Goes inboard to Kill. Wide kick to McKenzie. Has already got a fair bit of the footy early here at Avalon Airport Oval. She tried to sell the dummy. In the end, had to take the kick. Long ball, half forward here for Vic Metro. Flinging handball backwards to Gutnick. Pops it inside 50 for Vic Metro. Good kick, good mark. Taken by Isabella Grant.
Yeah, good movement there from Vic Metro. They've been able to push their way up the ground and get it inside 50 to a dangerous scoring position.
Played 6 games in the 2019 NAB League season, averaged 17 disposals and kicked 1 goal. Comes in. Isabella Grant just squeezes it in. Her second goal of 2019. And they get around the skipper today for Vic Metro. They move to 1 straight 6. Vic Country yet to score. 2.5 minutes gone, opening term here in this AFLW Under-18 Championships game.
Yeah, good to see the coaches down on the bench too. Nathan Burke just keeping an eye out. So good to see them utilising the on the ground. Gives a big thumbs up.
Whereas I think Esther O'Connor's retreated to the coach's box.
Oh, I don't blame her on this kind of day. It's quite cold.
Quite fresh here at Avalon Airport Oval.
So we're up for another throw up here and comes down. Looks like Metro's won it. LaJoya's tackled straight into the dirt by Caris. She's got some good groundwork there. Caris, she finds the loose ball. Secondary throw up. Caris gets it down. LaJoya tracks it. Here comes Patrikios. She'll get around her opponent. Oh, she was onto it there, Millie Brown. Comes down. Brooke Hards wins it. Oh, tackled, brought down, gets the hands to McAvoy. McAvoy kicks out. And here's Shannara Notman from Gippsland Power. Good lead out. Kicks out in front of Barber, but was chopped off by Hartwig. You know, or Simmons that was before, and Hartwig comes in. Oh, it's a bit of a scrubber, touched off the boot. And Lazowski Hay has got the ball, kicks inboard, and Hartwig again dropping into the hole. Couple of nice patches. She'll be wanting to kick that cleanly, and she does. That's terrific. Out to Gabby Newton on the outside. And she just weights it very, very well. And here's Alyssa Bannon, her teammate at the Knights, pushing right up. Her other teammate, Ali McKenzie's leading into the middle, but Bannon has it on the outer side. Newton's pushed down, but it's in the direction of a pack, and we've...
A lot of space inside 50 now for Vic Metro.
Yeah, they've got a lot of space if they can get it out the back, and she's got there. That was Nicola Zenos from Oakley Chargers. She's snuck back there. She's usually plays in the back half, can play off half back or through the middle, but she snuck into the hole and just grabbed it, and now she'll line up probably 40, 45 out, pretty much directly in front. Comes in, and it's gone to the square off hands and rushed through for one behind. So Metro 1-1-7 to Country yet to score, 5 minutes into the first quarter.
So Vic Country look to take it outside of the defensive goal square. Millie Brown, their captain today. Oh, crunch, pack collides. All players up okay on that outer side. Getting crunched there was Brooke Hards. Gemma LaJoya also involved. Free kick to go the way of Vic Metro. They stab it short. Mark taken on that outer side by Gabby Newton. Kick inboard. He's claimed. And the mark
Georgia
taken.
Stathis.
Yes, the Western Jets' very own. Played 9 games, averaging 20 disposals in the 2019 NAB League Girls season earlier this year. Pops it on the boot. Again, just offline, touched for a minor score.
Doesn't get forward too often. She's played through the middle and off half back, so she'd be relishing the chance to get an early score on the board.
Country look to send it back towards the outer side. In that outer pocket out there is Brooke Vernon from the Dandenong Stingrays. She stabs it towards the half-back flank, and it's okay. Mark taken by Luca Lazowski-Hay. Her kick, ordinary, bouncing ball at centre half-back here for Vic Country. Hot handball given the way of Mimi Hill, trying to navigate her way through traffic, was unable to. Geez, it's a hot potato out there at the moment. LaJoya flicks the handball backwards to Newton, who tried to go further afield with the handball in the direction of Georgia Stathis. Attacking side of the outer wing for Vic Metro. The umpire says, give it to me, I'll ball it up. 8-point lead to Vic Metro. Country yet to get on the scoreboard. We've travelled almost 7 minutes in this opening term. Gemma LaJoya, high ball inside 50 here for Vic Metro. Millie Brown took it out the back and then pushes it towards the boundary line.
Still in play.
They have been able to. That's Eddie on the outside.
Ambitious, I would say.
Yes, to quote the famous Dennis Cometti. We'll get a free kick here for Vic Country inside defensive 50. They just need to hit up a few more targets, Pete.
Just lower the eyes. And Country hadn't quite looked around, but there was a free option back there. And our Country look to clear it, and they've gone from the back pocket. It's to a pack floating over the top. Not quite taken there was Howes. Now it's hit the ground, and they've picked out a holding the ball. And it's play on, and Metro, off they go. They turn around. He kicked inside 50, and it's marked by Millie Brown. Really safe hands.
Been dominant early.
Yeah, really safe hands back there, and she's kicked out to Laura Gardner. She's about 35 out from goal, defensive 50. Nice little kick in. Isabella Shannon has marked on the 50. Kicks to the wing. There's a few Metro jumpers there. There's a lot to do for Molan. Can't get it, and away they go. Terrific by Mimi Hill. Inside 50, she's found a target. And there is Isabella Grant lining up. Oh! No, 50 metres. Very unlucky there for Sophie Locke. I think she must have thought it was play on. Oh, I think that's double 50. Well, I mean, it was probably 15 metres out anyway, the shot, but poor old Sophie Locke there, I think she heard a whistle, thought it was play on, went to tackle Isabella Grant and was pinged 50, and then was told to get out of the protected area as Grant was running towards to go for goal, and unfortunately didn't do it, and point blank, that's a goal to Grant.
Number 2. For the Vic Metro skipper today.
Yeah, she's having a good early first quarter.
She certainly is the daughter of Bulldogs' favourite son, Chris Grant, who I saw walking around the ground a little earlier today. And Vic Metro have a nice little buffer, 2-2-14 to Vic Country. No score, Pete. Yeah,
and I think Country is still doing well in the midfield. It's just when it gets to that half-forward line, Metro are doing well getting it back out, and particularly on the outside, as we sort of said pre-game, they've got the speed and the run to do it. So if they can do that, then I think they'll be in control.
Ball up. Back in the middle, Vic Country trying to create something. Caught here, Sophie Mole and Vic Metro on the end of a chain of handballs. Georgia Stathis, her kick partially smothered. There's a bit of
confusion,
interference, I think, going on forward of the ball, and the free kick will be taken here by Jess Fitzgerald from the Northern Knights. She goes to her teammate at the Knights in Ellie McKenzie. Burke was running past. She ignores that, goes long instead to a contest. Morris Dalton was able to impact, got the ball back in her hands, has a shot for a goal, but it's across the face, minor score.
Just someone kick a goal of the day-to-day, please. We've had so many chances. We're just waiting for one. The 16s had so many, and yeah.
Morris Dalton in prime spot there, unable to get it on the board, which moves Vic Metro 2-3-15. Vic Country, no score. 10.5 minutes gone. Opening term, setting herself for that contest, Sophie Molan. Had players around her to mop up, and they get a mark to Simmons. Defensive side of the broadcast wing. Her kick, not the greatest. Again, Pat collides.
There's no one within 60 metres of the Country goal. Now Salidas is sneaking back.
And the ball should be called for here. It's a rolling scrum, attacking side of the broadcast wing now for Vic Country.
They've got to win this stoppage, Country, and get something on the board.
Thrown back into the air. It'll end up in the hands of Gutnick, who just pops it into space. Centre wing broadcast side. Grant again involved in the passage of play. Well over the line was Kate Douglas.
Fortunate there, because she was handballing it straight to a Metro opponent.
So we'll get a boundary throw in. Centre wing broadcast side. Run right underneath our broadcast position here at Avalon Airport Oval. Long throw back into play. Molan, unable to get a clean hand on it. Mimi Hill flicks it out to McKenzie. Got a lot of the footy early. Pops it into space. Again, getting back there. Millie Brown mopping up for Vic Country. Great mark taken here by Lucy McAvoy, defensive side of the broadcast wing. She goes inboard with the kick. Unable to take it there was Purcell for Metro, but again, they've got numbers. The handball a little wide for LaJoya. Coming through was McAvoy. Was able to cause the stoppage. LaJoya going at it again, trying to hold things up for Vic Metro. Ball pops out. Blue jumpers around this one. Oh, a little too far down there for Saxon Jones. Keeping it going there was Vella, under pressure from Mimi Hill. Vic Country, though, have worked it forward. Shepherd. Mark taken just outside attacking 50. Paige Shepherd looks to go long. High ball, top of the goal square, comes off hands. Players colliding left, right and centre up against the line. Recovering is McClellan for Vic Metro, and she gets it into the hands of Emma Horn for the Eastern Rangers.
Emma Horn's got options on the outside, but she's kicked it into a 3-on-1, and Lucy McAvoy was gobbling that up. That's an easy mark for the tall midfielder. She's taken it at forward side of the centre, kicks inside. Pack flies, and here comes McClellan with the hands. Couldn't cleanly get it. There's Brooke Hards getting under the pack. It looks like this will be locked up at the right half forward for Vic Country. We're 13 minutes in, and Country yet to score. Metro 2 goals, 3-15. Now, going inside 50, it's Elise Vella who's chasing after it. There's pack forms there. Alana Barber's getting involved. Umpire calls it. They're holding on to it a bit more here. They're just letting it play out. There's a fair few scrummages. Ball thrown up in the far pocket. We're coming around. That was Barber doing the ruck work, and it's landed back And there we go in the hands of Tiana Smith, who kicks it to the hot spot. A quick little recovery there. It's Mimi Hill on the outside with a quick run, kicks it out. Oh well, fortune favours the brave there. They've kicked it, Metro, but it's coughed up at half-back.
I think that was Purcell there that was able to steal
Got a bit
the
of
ball.
luck there, yeah. Fair bit of luck. On the wing now, we've got it. Laura Gardner's kicking it to half-forward. She's picked up a target. They swing around on the right. One-on-one, Barber, good position. Oh, she's gets to the right position, just couldn't quite hold it. Here comes Metro. Oh, big, yep. They spotted the arm over the shoulder from Barber, and it will be a free kick there to Metro.
Emma Horn with ball in hand. Her kick will end up coming straight back in. Lucy McAvoy takes the mark. The kick inside 50 is okay for Vic Country. Taking the mark here, Elise Vella. Dishes the handball off quickly to McAvoy. Ran into a pickle. Flies the handball out to Hards, who goes towards the top of the goal square. Ball off hands. Vic Country hovering. Can't do anything with it, though. And we'll get a ball up. We should. Eventually we do.
They're really holding... They swallowed their whistles today, I think.
Now, Vic Country have about 10 seconds left on the clock. We are deep inside their attacking 50.
Any score?
Metro, though, get it to Patricios.
Although if there's a mark.
And there will be to Molly McDonald.
Hold. Oh.
As we go inside 50.
That's a bit odd.
Ball off hands. As the goal has been scored from Isabel Simmons.
Okay. Very interesting. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that was... All right.
Vic Country get their first score on the board.
I think we might want to check if there's anyone in the buzzer room here. Because we're up to 15 and a half.
We'll just get some confirmation on quarter.
Yeah.
20 minutes, thank you
they
very
are
much.
20 minutes. The timer on the video footage was down to 0 as well, so that's the confusion. That's all right. So that was...
So we are playing straight 20 minutes.
Got excited, no reason there, Coxie. We thought the time was out and they had plenty of time.
Generally 15-minute quarters in under-18 girls footy, but today 20-minute quarters here at Avalon Airport Oval as tracking at LaJoya. Got bumped off the footy. She goes back in after it here, Gemma LaJoya. Pops it out to Patricios. Did well. Gives a handball eventually to Burke. Oh, did a duck and weave beautifully, did
She might have
Burke.
slipped, but it helped her.
It still pays off. As Metro get it towards half forward. Hurry kick on the boot from Purcell inside 50. Going to end up in the hands of Millie Brown. The composed Brown goes towards the broadcast wing. Off several sets of hands. Lazowski Hay coughed it up to LaJoya, who flicks it inboard. The mark is taken here by Noel Morris Dalton from the Northern Knights. She's just going to pop it up to no real advantage in the end. Brooke Vernon getting back there for Vic Country.
She's kicked it through the behind post. That's a score.
And, or did she run out of bounds?
No, she ran it.
The umpires are calling for a boundary throw-in.
Interesting. I thought she kicked it through the behind posts, like between the behind and the goal. Interesting.
So we'll get a boundary throw-in. Deep inside 50. Ball comes here to Eddie, who feeds it out. Gemma LaJoya. Just outside attacking 50, gets dumped. Doing well here, McAvoy feeds the handball to Molan. They loop it further afield here. Vic Country up against the boundary line with Smith. High ball to the advantage here of Salters. Has one-on-one inside 50 and doing brilliantly in that contest. Taking the mark down there for Vic Metro, Isabel Pritchard. She'll flick it towards the broadcast side. Vic Country will take the mark. And we'll try to send it back in. Vella wanted to play on quickly. Up and under kick in the end. This time comes off. Sticky hands down there. And the mark has been taken by Simmons on a tight angle 20 metres out from goal.
Yeah, raw prospect from the GWV Rebels. She's plenty to sort of build on, but she's got some serious talent. She roams up the ground, can win touches up there as well as take marks inside 50.
Comes in, kicked 2 goals in the NAB League Girls season for the Rebels. And in the end, didn't register a score. Vic Metro, they've put it dangerously into the corridor, but they'll have enough numbers there to take the mark inside defensive 50. They flick it wide to Patricios.
Yeah, Patricios in the back pocket now. It was a good intercept mark there by Hartwig before. And now Patricios looks to the outer side. Georgia Statha's got in a good position. Couldn't quite take it. And the ball will roll out of bounds with Tiana Smith also rolling out of bounds. So we'll have a throw up on the attacking side of the wing for Vic Country. The rucks, Howes going in there. Up against Denahi Maloney, and the ball goes down, and ball flicked out. There's LaJoya. Patricios grabbed it. Here comes Mackenzie. Oof. Big crunch there by Chapman. McAvoy just composed. Ball didn't come off cleanly, but it's worked out. Here's Molly McDonald. Kicks on the left, inside 50. Metro best positioned, and it's a great mark there to Alice Burke. Really, she slipped. Geez, I think she needs new studs in her boots. She slipped a couple of times. She's kicked out to the wing. Here we go again. The Metro now look inboard. They've got plenty of options. Mimi Hill looks inboard. Kicks. Goes forward. And here comes Fitzgerald. Best on ground. Snapped. Here we go. Oh! Siren, but it's bounced through. That was Bannon.
Yeah, awarded.
That was Alyssa Bannon in the end.
Awarded the goal.
Yeah. Right on the siren. So that goal, well, that's interesting. That's important goal because they needed that one. That's third goal of the game. We'll just wait for the score to confirm it, but the score should be 3-3-21 to 1-0-6 with Metro leading because Bannon kicked it well before the siren. There was no question about that. There was a dive on the line by Millie Brown, but the goal umpire paid it. So, yep, and the score's now up. So at quarter time, it's Vic Metro 3-3-21 to Vic Country 1-0-6. The goal kickers, 2 to Isabella Grant and 1 just then to Lissa Bannon and 1 to Isabella Simmons for Vic Country.
A very evenly poised game, even though the scoreboard heavily favours Vic Metro, similar to what the under-16s were a little earlier today here at Avalon Airport Oval. I felt Vic Country worked their way into the game after the first 10 minutes. They held the ball up their end of the ground, were able to get 1 conversion, probably should have got 2 from the opportunities they had. Vic Metro were able to stick to their structures fairly well and create opportunities up their end of the ground.
Yeah, and they worked really hard in that last sort of 30-second passage of play, and they got the goal, which would have hurt Vic Country. I think Millie Brown saw what was happening and bolted towards the line, just ran out of time, unfortunately. So great effort by Metro to get a late one. You did feel it probably was about a 2-goal to 1-goal game by the end of it, but Metro missed a few opportunities early, so it's even out there, and it's 21-6, so it's 15 points heading into the quarter-time break.
Some of your favourite players from that opening quarter?
Well, Isabella Grant, obviously, with the 2 majors, and Millie Brown. I don't know how many touches she's had, but I think she's brought her own ball with her. She's marked nearly everything back there. She's been terrific. Through the middle, you've seen Lucy McAvoy really, really strong. Gemma LaJoya has been quite good through the middle. Ali McKenzie on the outside's done a few nice things. Marguerite Purcell's picked up later in that quarter. Everyone's sort of shown little patches here and there. Sarah Hartwig as well at halfback took a number of intercept marks. So there's plenty of nice little signs there, but certainly the top 2 for me, Grant and Millie Brown as well, both playing up that same end.
Certainly concur with you there. They were dominant players in that opening term of the 2019 AFLW Under-18 Championships. Round 1 clash between Vic Country and Vic Metro, and it's the Metro side up. 3-3-21 to Vic Country, 1 straight 6. Welcome back to Avalon Airport Oval at quarter time. Vic Metro 3-3-21 leading Vic Country 1 straight 6. Entertaining opening term of footy. Anticipating that the remaining 3 will be the same.
A message from Astra O'Connor during that quarter was they need to get on Ellie McKenzie. She's winning plenty of it on the outside, and I think that's a good message. She's a damaging user and can get, when she gets into, certainly can hurt the opposition, and been an impressive player for Metro today.
The sister of North Melbourne's AFL rookie draftee Tom McKenzie, and still a middle-ager too, I think. So she's still got a lot of footy ahead of her at under-18 level, as Patrikios intercepted the Vic Country handball, got it quickly to Gutnick, who popped it inside 50, ball off hands. Newton laying on the tackle. Vic Country emerged with the footy momentarily. Going back in after it was Bannon. Decides to do it all herself here, Bannon. Long ball. Works out favourably to guess who? Nell Morris-Dalton from the Northern Knights.
Yeah, they've got a lot of link-up in this team for the Knights. A lot of them are on this sort of the one side, the wing going down, so they can pass it and get used to each other's leads.
Noel Morris-Dalton. Oh, geez, that's not something you usually see from her in front of the big sticks.
No, I don't think she'd probably want to watch that again, but that can happen, sort of off the side of the boot. I think she thought about it too much. It's often the close ones that are a bit difficult.
So we get a boundary throw in, forward pocket out of side for Vic Metro, kicking to the right-hand side of screen in this second term. Here she is again, Noel Morris-Dalton. What can she do this time around? Oh, she gets a little close to the goal on this occasion, just a minor score. 3-4-22 plays 1 straight 6, opening minute of the second term. This round 1 AFLW Under-18 Championships game here at Avalon Airport Oval between Vic Country and Vic Metro. Long ball back into play. Works out okay for Vic Country. They give the quick handball away. Maloney was nearly run down. Ball back into the hands of Vic Metro, who send it towards centre half forward. Ball off hands. Waiting on the outside if they can get it to her was Gabby Newton. In the end, she has to go in and try and extract it herself. The umpire, again, letting it go. Shapes for holding the footy, and it'll be a free kick the way of Gabby Newton. Centre half forward here for Vic Metro. Decides she's going to pop it up. Oh, player fell over for Vic Country, which means the door opens up here for Cleo Saxon-Jones up against the boundary line. Long ball. Bounces back into play, into the hands of Noel Morris-Dalton. Snaps, goals.
And, well, fortune favours the brave there, and I think they had a few lucky chances and they took it, because obviously Saxon-Jones's opponent slipped over inside 50, gave her the time because the kick wasn't exactly perfect and she had to run onto it, grabbed it, then kicked it, looked like she'd missed it, went over for a behind, didn't quite, bounced on the line, back in, and then Morris-Dalton just landed in her hands, stepped around her opponent, snapped, and goaled. So that'll get her confidence up.
Third time lucky too for Noel Morris-Dalton after 2 preceding shots at goal. Didn't quite get there.
She's just collecting the set.
That's it. That's one way of describing it. Metro 4-4-28 plays Vic Country 2 straight 6. We're 3 minutes into the second term.
We're back in the middle, so it's 22 points the margin, and it's a decisive tap there by Dennehy Maloney, and Metro are going to go again. That's holding without it there, McKenzie. They've taken her words literally, Astra O'Connor. They've kept an eye and a hand on her, and now McKenzie at half forward. Nice little kick, and how on earth did someone get in that much space? And that's Dennehy Maloney. She pushed hard going in, kicks into the middle. Oh, there we go. Oh, and Country have cleared it out. McAvoy went over her head, pushed up. There's Simmons. Oh, great defensive work by Hartwig to get the hands off. Here's Valor, taps it out. Oh, big front-on contact to Sarah Hartwig there. And she will get the free kick. She will, yeah. So went in hard and just copped front-on contact. She's a little worse for wear, the Sandringham Dragons defender. She's certainly shown a lot. She's a middle-ager as well, so played in the under-16 game last year to show you the progression. Lovely kick forward, and they've got it there. Kicked inside 50. Jones went up. Oh, slipped over there. At the bottom of the pack, it looks like that's Georgia Stathis, tries to get it out, looking around. Big tackle there by Sophie Locke. Repeat efforts. It's a real scrum down there. Plenty of players getting involved in the tackle. Molly McDonald laying in a big tackle there. Saxon Jones in the ruck. It's won by Vic Country. Away goes Maloney. Kicks into space. But again, it's intercepted by guess who? Ali McKenzie in the pretty much the middle of the ground. Slightly on the forward side for Metro. She loads up. And Gabby Newton. Wowee. That was very nice. Just judged it very well. She's kick goes straight to Brookhard.
Didn't judge that very well.
No, did not. And now she'll kick out to the outer side, and Maloney didn't favour her. Georgia Staff has put in a terrific effort. It's all Metro at the fall of the ball, though. Grant gets the handball away, and here they go again. Newton kicks it forward. Oh, well, she forced her way to the front there, Zenos, and gets it out of bounds. Forward pocket for Metro.
High intensity footy here. 5 minutes gone, second term. 4-4-28 Vic Metro leading Vic Country 1 straight 6. This AFLW Under-18 Championships game. We're deep inside 50 here for Vic Metro. Grant couldn't do much with it. Newton pops the handball over the top into space here for Georgia Stathis, who has a flying shot on goal, straight over the top of the goal umpire's hat.
And this is starting to become ominous. We said that in the last game, but this is definitely becoming ominous now for Metro. They're looking like they're controlling everything. And like Georgia Stathis, it doesn't play forward often, so she'd be always, when you're a defender midfielder, you love kicking a goal because often you get them kicked on you. So the second you get a chance to get in space, you eyed off the goal and put it straight through. So that was terrific by Georgia Stathis.
Averaged 20 disposals and 4 tackles in her 9 games with the Western Jets as their skipper in the 2019 NAB League Girls season, and has her first goal on the board here at Avalon Airport Oval. 5-4-34, Vic Metro leading Vic Country 1 straight 6. 6.5 minutes gone, second term. Tackle laid on here by Georgia Stathis, thrown into the middle now. LaJoya flicks the handball out for Vic Metro, who move it towards the half-forward flank on the broadcast side. Country do well to trap it in. Clearing kick from Chapman. Bouncing ball centre wing broadcast side. Patrikios didn't sit kindly for her. Barber, her teammate at the Calder Cannons, was able to keep it in play. The handball comes backwards here for Mimi Hill under pressure. Drop the ball, the umpire calls play on. Patrikios now applies the tackle to cause the stoppage. We'll get a ball up. Defensive side of the broadcast wing for Vic Metro. They're 5-4-34. Vic Country 1 straight 6, 7 gone, second term.
Yeah, it's an ominous showing here. They're doing everything they can here, Metro, applying the pressure full on.
As LaJoya, her handball popped up, Maloney unable to do much with it. LaJoya goes back in after it. Might have been held without the footy. The umpire says play on. Patrikios, she couldn't do much with it either. Has to apply the tackle instead. The umpire letting it go again. Vic Country under immense pressure in the middle of the ground. They're able to get the handball out to Shannon. Lost control of it. Saxon Jones pops it up towards centre half forward. Sits okay for Morris Dalton. Kick inside looking for Grant. It's too short for her. Shannon off half back here for Vic Country. Just pops it into space on the outer side. Foot race is on. Purcell got there first. Got shoved off the footy. The umpire says there'll be a free kick going the way of Vic Country, though, on the half-back flank outer side.
A couple of St Kilda pre-listed players out there, Isabella Shannon and Molly McDonald. And that they'll take the ball there with Shannon looking in. And McAvoy was the target, but it comes down. There was a good effort there by the Metro defence, including Ali McKenzie with a spoil. McAvoy wins it on the ground. Metro just charged through. Mimi Hill kicks it out. A big tackle there. Molly McDonald threw down her opponent in Purcell, but now they've got it. LaJoya with a lovely weighted kick. Oh, great spoil by Sophie Molan there. They've got the hands out. Metro have the numbers. They turn around. This is Bella Eddy from the Sandringham Dragons. They've turned it around, and here comes LaJoya. She's on 50. Kicks it in. Oh, spoiled off the ball. Here come Vic Country. Turned around was Abby Chapman. Kick out.
Oh.
Metro have the numbers. But McAvoy, she's doing everything she can. Unlucky not to get holding. Ali McKenzie again. She's starting to really dominate this game. Out to her teammate in Newton. Couldn't quite grab 2 mitts on it. She grabs it. She's competing with about 2 players. Got it around. goes back to get it, having a great battle in there. She's won it again. Gabby Newton is getting harassed, but wins it back. Metro now, and then the tackle is finally laid. Geez, some players, they're hard to bring down today. Lucy McAvoy, Gabby Newton, just a couple. They keep just doing it.
Ball up, just outside attacking 50. Great game of footy here at Avalon Airport Oval. As the hurry kick put on the boot from Purcell towards half forward. It's a dribbling ball. Newton first to arrive will be pressured over the line by Luca Lazowski-Hay from the Geelong Falcons. Will throw it in. Just a touch inside the 50-metre line on that outer side, approaching 10 minutes in the second term. Playing 20-minute quarters here today at Avalon Airport Oval. Ball to ground. Lazowski-Hay was unable to get it away cleanly. Saxon Jones up against the boundary line. Going to pop it inside 50. Just fell a little short there for Shannon. Again, they're under all sorts of pressure inside defensive 50. Grant taken into the turf. Noel Morris Dalton hovering over the top of her. Eventually the umpire says, give it to me, I will ball it up. They're coping with the pressure okay, Vic Country, I feel. Metro could have had a few more scoring opportunities in this term.
But it's still a 28-point margin, and they're well in control. So Country just need one to break the drought. They just need to get one.
They need to slow the game down when they get the ball in their hands. Just bring it down a touch. Just get control back, because the momentum at the moment is all the way of Vic Metro.
And, of course, the ball's on the other side, and they've got a few defenders waiting to come back on the ground. Millie Brown and Sophie Locke there.
There's a ball now at centre-half forward again. Vic Metro doing all the running work. Here's the kick from Burke inside 50. Ball's to the front of the contest. Collecting it here is Fitzgerald. Gives the handball off quickly. LaJoya ends up with it. Her shot goes to the right-hand side. 5-5-35 Vic Metro. They lead Vic Country 1 straight 6. 11 and a half minutes gone. Second term.
Country have it in the back pocket now. It's Isabella Shannon kicks it wide, and it's not a good kick at all. And Gabby Newton is right there to receive the free kick from out on the full. Puts it in, but she's kicked it straight back. Turned it straight over. As more reinforcements come in, Kate Douglas was the recipient of the Newton kick, and she's kicked in. There's a pack and there's a free kick. Was pushed off it and did not like the attention there. It's Ali McKenzie did not like the attention from McAvoy. Kicked it in on the left, put it to a pack. Oh, how about that from Nell Morris Dalton? Came over the...
No!
She stole it out of her hands, but I thought she had enough of it. And it's Millie Brown, who's coming up for about her 4,000th touch today, I think. Not over-exaggerating at all. She's pretty much brought her own footy today. Anyway, Darcy Maloney's got it on the half-back, and here comes Lucy McAvoy. Great hands inboard to Isabella Shannon. She's kicked in. Brooke Hards has it in the middle. Well, can they move it? Metro are running back with numbers. McAvoy just runs by. Doesn't opt to give it to her. She looks longer. Oh, she's gone. How you do. Step around her. Kicked it inside 50. Probably the first for this quarter, really. They've come here and away they go. Metro through Pritchard. Kicks it long. They've got the numbers. Here's Ellie McKenzie again. Speaking of
there's one
bringing
bounce.
Your own footy. Here's 2. Here we go. There's 3. She's got to beat 7 if she wants to do it. 4. Here we go. 5. She's she's done it too much. 5 bounces. She doesn't beat her 7 effort, but she's quite exciting. That was Grant inboard. Oh, here we go. Zenos at the 4, the ball. Oh, it's still in. Here we go. Millie Brown works it out. Locke kicks it, but here's LaJoya. If it'll bounce it, a horrible bounce. Lazowski-Hay gives it off. Here they go. Run around. This is Tiana Smith. She's all right. Moves, but it's straight down the throat there of Molly Dennehy Maloney on the wing. Kicks it inside 50. It's a one-on-one. Oh, really strong mark. It's been paid there, front on.
Sophie Locke with the ball in her hands.
Yeah. Nice grab there by Sophie Locke.
Oh.
That's the second time today we've seen that. Kicked it to the player on the mark, and it's gone almost all the way. And Zenos! No, it's hit the post. So Jess Fitzgerald marked that ball while being on the mark, kicked inside 50, and Xenos had a shot off the ground, but it's hit the post. One behind, Metro moved to 5-6-36 to Country 1-0-6.
Vernon brings the ball towards the broadcast side. Beautiful sunshine bearing down on us here at Avalon Airport Oval. LaJoya got her head ripped off. Umpire said it was okay. Play on. Georgia Stathis up against the boundary line. Bounced over the head of Millie Brown, who's been dominant inside a defensive area of the ground for Vic Country that's been under siege. The ball squeezed out, searching for Smith. LaJoya, though, crumbing. Kicks it around her body, back into a favourable position for Vic Metro. Barber's kick smothered. Handball given out here to Patrikios. Handball over the top now. Vic Metro moving it inside 50 through Gutnick. Bouncing ball. Taking it there is Xenos. Her kick around the corner. He's touched off the boot, so we'll get a boundary throw-in. Deep inside, attacking 50 broadcast side. 30-point margin in favour of Vic Metro. We've travelled 15 minutes in the second term. For those just tuning in, we are playing 20-minute quarters here at Avalon Airport Oval in this clash today, the AFLW Under-18 Championship game.
Of course, it's usually 15-minute quarters for those who aren't aware for the NAB League girls, so an extra 5 minutes per quarter for these girls who are used to playing the 15 flat at the NAB League level.
So a free kick ends up with Vic Country. Sophie Locke in the harder defensive 50. LaJoy did well to make a contest of it, but Lazowski Hay stood her ground. Takes the mark, still inside defensive 50. She pops it up the line. Ball off hands. Barber clearing kick. That's Olivia Barber for Vic Country. Ball off hands. Dennehy Maloney goes towards half forward. Dribbling ball will be seen over the boundary line and out of play.
Oh, don't tell me they paid that deliberate. Oh, I think they paid that deliberate.
Is it deliberate or the last touch out of bounds rule? Because that is in the VFL.
Is that in the AFL?
In the VFLW this year. So whether they've brought it in for this championships game, we'll get that clarified for you as Georgia Patrikios takes it, attacking side of the broadcast wing. She goes short. Up against the boundary line, Xenos is seen over and out of play. And we'll throw it in. Half forward flank on the broadcast side. 16 and a half minutes gone, second term. 5-6-36 Vic Metro leading Vic Country one straight 6. And it's been Vic Metro that have done all the attacking in this second term. Ball to ground. Grant just slipped over at the pivotal moment. Patrikios trying to mop up. Bearing down on her was Brooke Hards. The handball flicked out here for Vic Metro. Hurry kick on the boot from Gutnick. Goes forward. Georgia Stathis has support in Eddie, who goes inside 50. Newton in a one-on-one. Almost took the mark. Ball to ground. Xenos roving. Steps around. Probably should have stepped to the left because on the right-hand side was the boundary line, which she walked over. Boundary throw-in, forward pocket, broadcast side.
Yeah, Patrikios worse for wear there. Head connected with the opposition knee when she was tackled. So just getting up, she's okay, but not the greatest of feelings. As the ball's thrown in Metro forward line, as it has been most of this game. Morris Dalton turned around and ran straight into Lucy McAvoy. And now they move it out of defence. Here's Brooke Hards and Georgia Stathis. These two won't take a backward step. They're two of the best tacklers in the game, and they see it over, a 0-0 draw. So the ball's at Metro's half-forward line. It's been camped in there, it's fair to say, apart from one forward foray, which was cleared back by Pritchard. It's mostly been in Metro's forward half. Country have just struggled to sort of get it out of there in this quarter, and they really need to just slow it down, get a bit of an icebreaker. And there's Brooke Hards out to McAvoy, who they do a couple of nice handballs. Mackenzie wrapped up there. That was Mimi Hill wrapped up. Was it holding? Yep, the umpire calls for it there.
Gardner laying on the tackle there.
Yep, and Karras taps it down. Here comes Metro. LaJoya hunts it. Oh, McAvoy, clean hands, and then goes, well, no one's going to tackle me, so I'll just take it and kick it long. Here we go. So it's down to Shepherd. They've finally got a chance. Country had the numbers but couldn't pick it up, and now Metro arrive. Shepherd's laying a brutal tackle, and in came Olivia Barber to make sure it was wrapped up, and they've won a free. Olivia Barber's got a free at half-forward. No, they're giving it back to Shepherd for the original tackle there. Now, what will she do? There's Just 1 minute remaining. Country need a goal, it's fair to say. They kick it inside 50. Notman at the back. Not paid a mark. Too many hands to it. Here comes Karras, gets the quick handoff. Molly McDonald kicks inside 50. They've got a target. Doesn't quite. Salidas, watch out. She's a goal kicker. Oh, almost. If you watch her at NAB League level, she can do the impossible. She can create a goal out of nothing. And I always say, if it's in the Rebels forward line and you don't know who's kick it, just mark it down for Salidas because she finds a way.
And welcome to the Commentators Curse Club here, Pete Williams, as Vic Metro bring it back into play. Ball off hands. Lazowski Hay takes it, taken immediately. Metro with the numbers. Patrikios, sold the candy beautifully. Handball over the top into the hands of Mackenzie. Feeds it back to Patrikios. Just a little too hot for her in the end. A bit of holding going on.
Professional free, I think, because there are about 6 country players around.
Karras kicks it inside 50, but to no advantage as the siren sounds to conclude the first half of the Under-18 AFLW Championships match here at Avalon Airport Oval. A dominant term from Vic Metro, 5-6-36, leading Vic Country 1-1-7. Pete Williams, your thoughts on the first half?
Yeah, well, it's been all Metro, it's fair to say. Look, Country starting to work their way back into it in that first term after they were sort of outrun early, but that quarter belonged to Metro. I think they had about maybe 3 inside 50s in that entire quarter, Country. So, and that's credit to Metro. They just held their line up high, were able to win the ball back every time Country came out, and realistically, the margin could have been even greater. They missed quite a few potential options, not just this quarter, but in the first one. So it's great to see that, the game's still on the line, but certainly Metro in control at this stage with the 29-point lead. And obviously the goal kickers, Coxie?
Yes, 2 to Isabella Grant coming in the opening quarter. Singles to Elizabeth Georgia Stathis, Alyssa Bannon and Nell Morris Dalton, whilst the only goal kicker so far is Simmons for the Vic Country side. The score just being confirmed here at half-time. 5-6-36 Vic Metro leading Vic Country 1-1-7 as Vic Country head to the rooms. If you were Astor O'Connor, Pete, what would your guidance be to that group?
You'd be thinking you've just got to, reset. Yep, don't worry about the scoreboard. You could see there Metro went into the rooms and she just called them all out into a bit of a huddle before they went into the rooms. And I'd say it's just sort of saying, look, the scoreboard doesn't look great. Ignore it. Let's start again. Let's play our brand of footy. We looked good late in that first quarter, but that quarter was not a good one. Let's start again, try and win the game back. It is only the sort of, the 5-goal margin, 29 points. If we can chew into that by, 3 goals in the next quarter, then all of a sudden it's a 2-goal game, and it's anyone's game from there if they can keep working back. So don't think of it like they've got to get 5 goals back, just work back goal by goal, and they can certainly force into it because they've got the inside ball winners. They're just not quite winning it first touch. So I think that the Metro midfielders are reading it really well off the touch and getting it out before Country can burrow in and win it. So that's really all they need to do.
Who would you be looking at to step up and take some extra responsibility for the Vic Country side?
Yeah, well, obviously so far Lucy McAvoy is sort of doing all she can, but I think some of the other midfielders could step up, maybe put Sophie Molan in there. She's sort of playing a bit round the ground. Move her in there. They could move Millie Brown in there. She's doing terrific in right now. It's sort of like she can have 40 touches, but it's not really she's not able to impact up the ground. She's doing a terrific job. Maybe throw her in there. You could throw Isabella Shannon. She's a midfielder. She's probably be the first one you'd chuck in there. And just mix it around because some of the creative forwards they've got in the forward half, we saw Salidas just a moment ago, but they're not able to do their job because it's not getting in there. So you've really got to almost go in with your tall midfielders. So Isabella Shannon, your Lucy McAvoy, your Brooke Hards will go in there. Just chuck them all in and try and just win the ball at the coalface. Make it simple, get it inside 50 and create a bit of a chaos ball because Metro have the tall defenders. We saw it with Hartwig in the first quarter. She's just picking everything off, and Pritchard that quarter, when she had the opportunity, they've just got to almost create a chaotic ball in there that doesn't sit up for the defender because one-on-one they're terrific. Pritchard, Sansonetti, and Hartwig are all great one-on-one. So if you get it inside and it's not a traditional high ball in, once it hits the ground, the likes of, Solitas, and if Vala's down there, Simmons is quite good at ground level. They're all really sort of clever. Shepherd, Gardner. If you get it to ground level, then they might have the nous to just create something out of nothing. Because I think a goal in the first couple of minutes for Country would do wonders, but a goal in the first few minutes for Metro would be really deflating for Country. So I think the first goal in the third quarter is absolutely vital for Country if they are to come back and win.
And Vic Metro, they've been great around the ball carrier, applying plenty of pressure, which is just creating a lot of fumbles, confusions, little reluctativeness, if you like, from Vic Country, and just some of the names that have coming to the fore, especially in that second term. Patricios got her hands on the footy a bit more. Ella McKenzie continued to star as a middle-ager as well. It's hard to believe. Georgia Stathis got involved as well. Zenos got the ball in her hands a couple of times. Noel Morris-Dalton looked dangerous up forward, as did Gabby Newton.
Yeah, they've all look. The Northern Knights contingent, again, they won the premiership, and there's a reason for that. They've got so much top-end talent, and there's so many good players coming through. And you saw them combine on some occasions where you'd see Mackenzie to Newton to Morris Dalton, or Bannon to Morris Dalton. You just see them. They know the way that they lead. They're used to seeing them at training, and it really helps when they're all in that forward half. Obviously, Sansonetti in the back half, but they've just been really good. And I thought Molly Dennehy-Maloney really picked up that quarter. She's got a lot to do when she's playing against probably the best ruck in the comp in Maggie Karras. But I said pre-game that she could beat her around the ground. That's where she can dominate, and she's been doing that. She's took a number of marks or intercept possessions just on that half forward to wing area, and she kept repelling it back in there. So, look, the defence for Country, in all fairness, has stepped up pretty good. It could have been a lot worse than this 29 points, and credit to them for that, but it's not looking good at this stage for Country. They really need to reset, just calm it down, and just try and chip into the margin bit by bit. Like, if they get a goal every, say, 7 or 8 minutes even, there's, say, 3 goals in the next quarter, try and restrict Metro's scoring. Then, of course, they're every chance, but they probably need to be within a few goals at the final break to be a legitimate chance. We'll
take a quick break here from Avalon Airport Oval. Half-time, Vic Metro 5-6-36, leading Vic Country 1-1-7 in the 2019 AFLW Under-18 Championships match. Welcome back to Avalon Airport Oval at half-time. Vic Metro in a dominant position, 5-6-36, leading Vic Country 1-1-7. The goal kickers so far again, Isabella Grant, the father-daughter prospect for the Western Bulldogs, has kicked 2 goals. Nell Morris-Dalton with 1, Elizabeth Georgia-Stathis with 1 as well. The only goal kicker so far for Vic Country, Isabella Simons, with that goal for them. They really need that first clearance and first goal. They need to just find a way to get some confidence into the game, because when they do have ball in hand, Vic Country, I don't feel they're confident with their decision making. There's been times where they've got the ball deep inside defensive 50. Yes, the pressure is high, but they're just sending a hoping kick rather than a direct kick in favour of one of their teammates.
Yeah, look, it's been a tough day so far for Country. We're sort of saying that a lot of the players have been okay without being outstanding, with the exception of Millie Brown. She's been terrific in defence. I think you just need a few more to step up and really take onus on the winning the ball and just getting it forward, because Metro have been dominating. If you look at the one-on-ones, if you paired them up, apart from pretty much Millie Brown, and like Lucy McAvoy's been quite solid as well, but even Sophie Locke in defence has had her moments, and Molly McDonald, but again, they've all been okay. Where you look at Metro, you've got Gabby Newton, you've got Ali McKenzie, Georgia Stathis, LaJoya, the Gutneck. The list sort of goes on, where Hartwig, they've all really dominated their opponents on the day. So that's what Country really need now. They need some big winners to step up. And I sort of said it pre-game, Tiana Smith is one of those players who can step up when they need someone, and she's on the wing now, so hopefully she can do that, along with Lucy McAvoy, Brooke Hards, and Luca Lazowski-Hay in the middle. So they're sticking with the same midfield. They'll hopefully get a result. Obviously, they've Metro, they've put Georgia Stathis in the middle, so they've gone with a more. They've gone with the Mackenzie, Georgia Stathis, and Gutneck look. Denahi Maloney. So they've gone with a very inside ball winning group there for Metro. So they're hoping to win the first clearance and make a statement.
So about ready to get the second half underway in this 2019 AFLW Under-18 Championship match between Vic Country and Vic Metro. Ball to ground, and Metro, well, they had first use of it, but slipping over there was Burke, unable to take it in the end. Handball too hot there for Patrikios. Vella tried to soccer it off the carpet. Players readjusting to the conditions out on the field by the looks of things. Mackenzie, she doesn't need to adjust anything after her first half of footy. Popped it up towards half forward. Ball off hands again. Just trying to thump it forward there was Gutnick. Ball spills out. Here's Lazowski-Hay taken high. And she'll get a free kick. Defensive side of the broadcast wing for Vic Country, with all the work in front of them. They need the first major of this third term. The kick up along the line. No one was able to lay claim on it. Ball stopped. Should be balled up, and we will. Attacking side of the broadcast wing now for Vic Country. They're 1-1-7, Vic Metro 5-6-36. Patted down. Again, Metro with numbers. Mackenzie somehow got her way out of the corner. McAvoy sent it inboard. Newton. Now Patrikios for Vic Metro. Navigated her way through traffic. The kick was a little ordinary. Favoured Molly McDonald, who then has to apply the tackle for Vic Country. Ball spills out. Gutnick working hard. Trapped Georgia Stathis. The umpire says a free kick will go Vic Metro's way. Interesting
note here. Brooke Hards is following Ellie McKenzie around. She's known for sort of not tagging, because she can't tag, but defensively minding opponents. She's someone who will, I think she'll be staying with her from now on by the looks of it as she runs off. But no, I think she'll be a great matchup if they stay there. And Lucy McAvoy, so they're tag teaming for Ali McKenzie there.
As Felicity Theodore tried to handball the ball in front of herself, was able to get it back there, Theodore, just popped it on the boot. Cut off in the end, though, by Shannon. They've coughed it up. Opportunity here for Saxon Jones up against the boundary line. Kick around the corner, not great. Mark taken by Daisy Smith inside defensive 50 for Vic Country. She'll poke it short. It's okay. To the advantage of Vic Country, Isabella Shannon on that outer side. To the centre wing, Patrikios, front spot at the fall of the footy, fires the handball out. Georgia Stathis was able to get a handball away. Vic Country, again, under pressure. Early stages, third term. Their hurried kick, no good. Mark taken by Felicity Theodore from the Calder Cannons. Looks to come inboard with the kick. It's risky. It's going to be turned over. Mark taken by Olivia Barber. For Vic Country, up and under kick.
Now that's a push. That's the most obvious push I think we've ever seen. So,
and Vic Metro will get the free kick.
Yeah, Vic Metro now in defence, and here's Patrikios. I was right. I should back myself there. Patrikios goes forward, and Nell Morris Dalton puts the hands up, puts it over. Here's Cleo Saxon-Jones with the hands back. Georgia Stathis turns around. Patrikios with it again. Great hands out there to Alice Burke. On the left, nice little dinky kick, and perfect to Alana Barber in front of her opponent. She marks out on the front. Kicks inboard. And, they're over the back. And Gabby Newton, thank you very much. That'll be the easiest goal she kicks today.
And that'll be game done and dusted. I'm calling it now.
Okay, then. Thanks, BT. We know how that can come back and bite you. But that was terrific work. And off the work of Georgia Patrikios, who comes off feeling worse for wear, but ran off half back, received it at half forward, and then just to get the ball to Alana Barber out in front and took the mark, turned around, put it in a dangerous position and went over the top, and Gabby Newton was the quickest to react.
They're just tending to the top of the shin, lower knee area for Georgia Patrikios down on the boundary line. She doesn't seem too phased by it, just a knock, we hope, as the umpire to get the ball back underway. Vic Metro in a dominant position here at Avalon Airport Oval. Streaming out of the middle was Lucy McAvoy, trying to generate something. Theodore front spot. Couldn't take the mark for Vic Metro. Ball to ground. Theodore goes back in after it. Her kick comes out, but not to the advantage of Vic Metro. She tries again, does Felicity Theodore. Kept going. Ball ends up in the hands of Georgia Stathis. Vic Country now outside of attacking 50. Hards pop the handball over the top. Again to no advantage. Stacks on the mill. We should get a ball up, and we will. Corner of the centre square, outer side, favouring Vic Country.
I think the forwards for Vic Country just need to be more proactive. That was a brilliant clearance by McAvoy, but I think they were just a bit slow to lead off the mark.
Metro won the tap down. McKenzie being worn like a glove.
Yeah, McAvoy has a point to prove. You get the feeling she hates losing. You can see she's ready. She's ready to...
She's up for the fight.
Yeah, she's pumped.
As the ball favours Vic Country here, they'll kick it inside 50 thanks to Molly McDonald. Bouncing ball will dribble over the boundary line and out of play in front of Shannara Notman from the Gippsland Power. Throw the ball in, deep inside, attacking 50 on the outer side. They need a score from this opportunity, Vic Country. It's stating the bleeding obvious, but they are in desperate need of a score. Thrown in. Ball comes the way of Vic Metro. Hartwig squeezes the handball out. Looked like that was Fitzgerald on the end of it. Pops it down the line. It's going to come straight back, though. Mark taken here by Kate Douglas for Vic Country. Goes inside 50. Hartwig front spot. Couldn't bring it in. Fall of the ball. Zenos trying to trap it in.
Someone's down with a... That didn't look good.
Keep an eye on that, Peters. Fitzgerald is clobbered by Vella. The umpire circling and will ball it up.
Well, no, yeah, it was Olivia Barber, but she's getting up gingerly. That's good because she went to ground and grabbed that knee straight away. So it may have just been a jarring.
McKenzie feeds the handball out to Georgia Stathis, who gets caught. Ball turned over. McAvoy sent the handball inboard. Hurry kick from Karras. Top of the goal square. Notman under pressure. Did she get a shove? She did, according to the umpire.
I reckon she was probably a little fortunate there. Looked like she might have slipped, and then the looked from the point of view of the umpire that the hand was in the back. But she did good work to get goal side, and now she's got a shot from probably 15 metres out on an angle, but should not really matter. It's not too bad.
Needs to convert for Vic Country. A lot of pressure on the shoulders of Notman as she stabs at it. It's good.
It's out into the car park.
Someone's going home with a free Sharon. As Notman gets her first, Vic Country get their second and a badly needed goal at the 7.5-minute mark of the third term. 2-1-13, Vic Country, Vic Metro 6-6-42. There's still a lot of work to do for Vic Country.
Yeah, there's still got to get a few more. Can't just be the one goal. The entire Northern Knights side just having a rest on the bench. Well, right now they've got Newton, Gutnick and Patrikios all on the bench. So they're resting their entire midfield at the moment. So this is a huge chance for Vic Country to get a win out of the middle. Brooke Hards is irritating Ellie McKenzie, getting in her face, which is always good to see. They're right in the middle.
And we've got a free Vic Country player, and there's been a bit of confusion. There'll be a warning given here to Vic Metro.
Yeah. So Jess Fitzgerald, what happened was Jess Fitzgerald was coming on the ground and she's just run to the wrong end. So she's been sent up one end and she's, I think, just forgotten which end she was going up. So she's now running up back into that end position, in the forward 50. She went to the defensive 50.
So ball back up in the middle. And it's good to note, too, that Olivia Barber's stayed out on the ground. McKenzie fires the handball off. It's a quick one to Chapman. Long ball inside 50 is perfect.
It was a good kick. McClellan just able to pop it up just in front of Bannon and ran onto it. And
my apologies for confusing that.
Right.
Bannon there taking the mark. Looking at the wrong side of the team sheet.
It happens. No, just McClellan has the bun at the top, which is a bit unique, a fair bit.
Bannon comes in, right foot kick on its way to the right-hand side. Will dribble over the boundary line and out of play.
Yeah, in the Metro forward line right now, we've been a fair bit in that today, although Country have won it back of late, so it's been great to see Country win a bit of ascendancy, but again, they've only kicked the one goal each. Patrikios is back on the field with her shin strapped. Anyway, back to the play. It's deep inside 50. It's more Country are winning it. Along comes Molan, who tried to win it, and now they've won it out the back. Here we go. Here's Mimi Hill off the boot, one-on-one. Bannon has marked. Great hands above her head. One-on-one, terrific effort. Just got front position there. And yeah, just too strong. Great grab over the slightly shorter Brooke Vernon. Great effort by Bannon there. Wow. Well, you don't see that too often where you mark it and often you're trying to go to the middle. She's gone to a tight angle and they've gone, no, go to the top of the square. And she comes in and kicks the easiest of goals. And, well, if the game wasn't over before, that makes it 2 for Alyssa Bannon. And now Metro move to 7-6-48 to Country 2-1-13. And it's going to take a pretty big effort to come back now for Country.
It's just over the halfway point of the third term here at Avalon Airport Oval. A lot of work to do for Vic Country. They just need to take something out of this game too, because in a couple of weeks' time, round 2 of the AFLW Under-18 Championships heads up to the Gold Coast, where the Victorian sides will take on the interstate sides up there during the week beginning the 8th of July. So they need to generate something in this second half. They're not going to here. LaJoya inside 50. Ball to the deck. Mimi Hill.
Now, Gabby Newton's in about 30 metres of space. I don't know how that happens, but now they're...
One play you don't want to have that space.
They're lucky they didn't get the ball out
and
there.
The other player there is Georgia Patrikios. Newton's calling for the ball. They end up going in the Patrikios direction. Fell short of her, and Shepherd takes the mark inside defensive 50 for Vic Country. Check that. That was Molly McDonald. Brings it wide. There'll be a free kick going the way of Vic Country to take it here. Isabella Simmons, half-back flank on the broadcast side. Got close to the woman on the mark. Was able to kick it down along the line.
The bench.
Hartwig, good grab. Centre wing. Sets up play. High ball towards centre half forward. Getting back there, though, was Brooke Vernon for Vic Country. Flicks the ball wide. Again, they're in a bit of trouble on that outer side. Works out okay here for Solitus. And the free kick will be given the way of Vic Metro. Looks like that was McClellan to take the free kick. Gets it to Zenos. Gives the handball off quickly. Zenos gets it back. Ball at centre half forward. Long one inside 50. Floats out the back of the contest. Fitzgerald roving. Snaps.
That was not good because there were Vic Country jumpers absolutely everywhere. And yeah, and the Metro player was just onto it there, Jess Fitzgerald. She was just onto it quicker. Won the ball. Had a snap. Unluckily missed. So Millie Brown kicks out of defence as she has all day. Mark is dropped, not able to take it. They bury in. Morris Dalton's gang tackled there by a number of Country players. Gets it over. And here they go. Sophie Molan tries to get away, and then she does because the player stopped tackling her. And they kick it free. Oh, Hartwig in space, bounces past her, and now they kick it out. And Ali McKenzie in space. They've got plenty of space here, Metro. Opts not to take a bounce this time and goes into Gabby Newton leading out, and there's lots of space if she can find a target. Now it clogs up a bit more and big pack. Couldn't quite Morris Dalton. Dropped it. Here come Country. Oh, Morris Dalton won it again. Gave it off to Patrikios. And what is going on? Oh, very, very fortunate bounce for Vic Country because that was, well, that was interesting. Alyssa Bannon had pretty much the entire first 20 metres to herself. I think she just snuck out the back and her opponent went into the contest.
Had all the time in the world and in the end didn't know what to do with it.
Exactly right.
Vic Country to bring the ball back into play. They go to the congested outer side of the ground. Emerging with it is Vic Metro. They tried to put it into the path there of Patrikios. Now Morris Dalton clobbers her opponent a little high, which is Sophie Molan. Inside defensive 50. They've been snookered here most of the day, Vic Country. Pop it down the line. Smith takes the mark. Inside defensive 50. Assesses her options now, given the hurry up and called to play on. The kick down the line, not fantastic. McKenzie was hovering, couldn't lay claim to it. Solitus is there. Yeah. Hurry kick on the boot.
So smart there, Hartwig. She read the play, ducked out the back and knew where it was going.
Her kick is a little dangerous. Coming late was Brooke Hards. Metro able to mop up. They'll kick it towards the centre wing broadcast side. Newton takes it on the half volley. Gives it off to her Northern Knights teammate in Ellie McKenzie, who gives it further afield to Nell Morris Dalton, also a Northern Knights teammate. Comes back inboard. McClelland. High ball inside 50. Getting back there for Vic Country, Brooke Vernon takes the mark. Back pocket broadcast side. She'll chip it short. And the mark is taken by Millie Brown. Been sensational in a defence under siege today for Vic Country. Shepherd, clearing kick for Vic Country. Hartwig, standing tall underneath the footy, takes the mark, defensive side of the broadcast wing.
And Hartwig just goes, thank you very much. I can run around you, Olivia Barber, and kicked it long to half forward. Nell Morris Dalton off the bounce. She's got Alana Barber right there. Kicks it inside. Big fly there from Bannon. She's picking out all the tricks, but she gave it off. Mimi Hill instead grabs it, snaps around her body. McAvoy gets back and is able to rush it across the line from Nicola Zenos, who tried to mark it. And Bannon is having some kind of purple patch. She might not be getting the scores on the board, although she did kick the goal just before from the goal square. She's had a few opportunities, could have had a few more.
Having an influence would be a way of describing it. As Vic Country send the ball back into play. Sophie Molan takes the mark from the GWV Rebels on half back. Sets it up. Hartwig underneath it for Vic Metro. Couldn't bring it in. Gardner chasing after it. Alana Barber.
So you saw straight then, once she knew the ball was locked up, Hartwig just dropped straight back to the position, knowing that if there's a quick clearance, it'll come straight to her.
There's a flurry of interchanges, causes confusion. Vic Metro had three players coming on. One of them was Georgia Stathis. She's caught. The umpire, not having a bar of it, says, I want it back, thanks. Centre wing broadcast side, approaching 17 minutes in the third term. 7-9-51 Vic Metro leading Vic Country 2-1-13. Ball back underway. Tap one down by Karras. Follows up her own work, then lost control of the footy in the end. Purcell coming through. McKenzie feeds the handball out wide, looking for Gutnick. Puts it further afield to Fitzgerald under pressure. Handballs it into a bit of space. Locke desperate, pops it out. Patrikios mops up for Vic Metro, does a bit of a side step to get around trouble. Got it to Gutnick, who goes short.
Saxon Jones.
And she does take the mark. Saxon Jones goes high towards the top of the goal square. Brown laid on in the contest, then Newton got dumped. Patrikios hovering, bounced awkwardly for her. Clearing kick coming here from McAvoy, up and under. Molan underneath it, takes the mark.
And Molan, great overhead. Last couple of plays, they've got some really strong markers back there. McAvoy's playing in defence now. Molan's back there. They're trying to list it. And speaking of a great mark, Paige Shepherd just took a beauty there against the taller Bella Eddy, and she moves it on straight away. She receives back the handball, kicks to half forward, but it's Metro again. Sarah Hartwig just owning the half-back flank at the moment. Country get it past her, but it's only going as far as Pritchard, who boots it back. Here come to half forward, and the first one to react there was Molly McDonald. Went over, and Newton again wins it. Shrugs off an opponent from 52. Kicks towards Morris Dalton, but McAvoy got in front, couldn't take it. Morris Dalton just said, "Thank you very much, I'm going to steal it." Turns around, snaps, and that's another one. I don't know what a collective of knights is, whether it's a troop or an army, but right now they're surging, and that was terrific by Gabby Newton, and then Morris Dalton to just steal it out of Lucy McAvoy's hands, who was on the ground, and just went, "Thank you very much. I can't kick the easy ones all the time, but when it gets to difficult, piece of cake." That was terrific.
Modern day full forward.
Yeah, exactly right. Great work from Morris Dalton. And all the Knights are really standing up in the last few minutes. They're just, and throughout the game, they've been terrific.
8-9-57, Vic Metro leading Vic Country 2-1-13. We're approaching three-quarter time here at Avalon Airport Oval. The umpire gets us back underway in the middle. Tap comes the way of Shepherd for Vic Country, pops it up to Vella at half forward. A dinky kick inside 50, no good. Hartwig dragged off the ball. Oh, a little bit of a throw there.
That was more than a little bit of a throw. That was a genuine two hands, just chuck it over dodgeball style.
As Theodore out the back now for Vic Metro. Has coughed the handball up, in a bit of trouble though as Brooke Hard's up against the boundary line. Fed it to Maloney. Awkward bouncing ball deep inside the forward pocket. Rolls over.
Out of time.
For a boundary throw in. Yep, less than 5 seconds left on the clock now. As we hit three-quarter time here at Avalon Airport Oval in the 2019 AFLW Under-18 Championships match. And it is Vic Metro marching away, 8-9-57 to 2-1-13. And as you pointed out, Pete, it was really the core group of Northern Knights, forward of centre, that are standing tall.
Yeah, that was terrific. Like that last play, that last goal from Newton, just to win it straight forward, and it was a genuine one-on-one. Morris Dalton didn't have the best position. She was McAvoy was her opponent, who's a terrific one-on-one player. Had the better position. All she had to do was just spoil it. McAvoy went to ground. She still had the ball, and Morris Dalton just ripped it out of her hands, which is not easy to do at all when you're Lucy McAvoy, who's about the strongest player out there, and she just turned around, and that was the hard job done. All she had to do was snap, did that, great goal.
Goal kickers to three-quarter time, two apiece. There's a few of these. Bannon, Morris Dalton, Grant are the double goal kickers there for Vic Metro. Singles to Georgia Stathis and Gabby Newton.
So it's good if you're a Northern Knight or a Western Jet, because that's covered the entire goal kicking.
While Simmons and Notman are the only goal scorers so far for Vic Country. We'll take one final break here from Avalon Airport Oval. Vic Metro 8-9-57, leading Vic Country 2-1-13. Welcome back to Avalon Airport Oval at three-quarter time. 8-9-57 Vic Metro comprehensively defeating Vic Country 2-1-13 at this point in time.
Agree with that assessment.
We anticipate that it will continue in their favour. As I mentioned before, this is the conclusion of round one of the Under-18 AFLW Championships. Vic Metro and Vic Country playing out the final game. Round two kicks off in a couple of weeks up on the Gold Coast, where we'll see Queensland, Western Australia, the Central Allies, which is a squad of South Australia and the Northern Territory, as well as the Eastern Allies, which is New South Wales, ACT and Tasmania. All of those sides, as well as the two Victorian sides, to face off in the series up there. 3 games spread across the Monday, Wednesday and Friday, kicking off on Monday the 8th of July.
Yeah, looking forward to going up there and checking out the top talent. I think it's going to be quite a close series. Metro are probably the top side across the nation, and they're showing why today. WA and SA, or WA and the Central Allies, will be quite tough as well. And Queensland, you can't forget, they had a couple of losses over a weekend ago, but they always perform strongly. It's interesting to note, last year Metro won this game and then went on to lose to Queensland, while Vic Country went on to win all their games. So not always a telling sign.
No, and maybe a bit of fortune coming the way of Vic Country if things do repeat again. We're back underway, final term action here at Avalon Airport Oval, and we'll get a secondary ball up. Good crowd in attendance today too here at Avalon Airport Oval, watching both the under-16s and under-18s in the Vic Metro and Vic Country sides. Earlier today, it was Vic Country the victors in the end in the under-16s match. As escaping the tackle there was Purcell. A kick inside 50 from LaJoya. Got knocked out of the hands of Saxon Jones. Chapman mopping up for Vic Country. Gets a high-hoping kick that worked out in their favour in the end to Molly McDonald. Her wide kick, no good. Gemma LaJoya takes the mark. Retreats a fair way with that kick. Pritchard takes it, just pops it high in the direction of Grant. Went past her. Here's LaJoya taking the crumbs. Kicks it to the top of the attacking goal square for them. Navigating her way out of trouble, though, was Vernon, and Vic Country are able to get a hurried kick. Might come straight back, though. Ended up in the hands of McClelland. Pops it into the heart of attacking 50. Mopping up Chapman again for Vic Country. It's ping-pong footy at the moment here at Avalon Airport Oval. Now it stacks on the mill. The umpire says, give it to me, I'll ball it up. Any changes that we've noticed for this final term? Of Vic Country doing anything different to try and generate a spark?
Yeah, well, you can see they've moved Vella forward, so they're trying to mix it up a little bit. Howes is playing full forward, but right now nearly every player is in the Metro half-forward line, so it's hard to work out where anyone's position. Clever
from LaJoya to Theodore. She popped it on the boot, goes straight down the throat of Shannon. Centre half back for Vic Country. Spots up. Well,
Purcell plucked it out of Salidas' hands there.
The intention was right. It was just great by Purcell to float across and steal the mark in the end. Looks for Newton, goes past her. Opportunity there for Dennehy Maloney inside 50. Noel Morris-Dalton also there, unable to do much with it. Ball to ground. They'll trap it in. Spits out in favour of Country. Vernon trying to navigate her way around traffic. Patricios got a hand to it. Ball hovering around half forward. Caught here is Molan. Dumped by Newton. The umpire still waving the arms, calling play on. Newton ends up with the footy. Tried to get the handball away. Wasn't able to. Shepherd able to spit the handball out for Vic Country. Up and under kick towards the wing. Pat collides. Out the back here's Tierney.
Here we go.
Gives a quick handball across to Lazowski Hay, who goes into the middle. LaJoya mopping up for Vic Metro. Her teammate slipped over there, and Gutnick, who had to apply the tackle. Still going on. They're letting it go. McClelland taken into the turf. Nolan trying to extract it for Vic Country. Finally, we get a stoppage and a ball up. 3 minutes into the final term. 8-9-57 Vic Metro leading Vic Country 2-1-13.
You make your own luck, but it wasn't much there for Vic Country as the ball goes up. Notman, there's a push out there, and it's going the way of McClelland.
Have a look at who's just snuck onto the field.
Yeah, Ali McKenzie's calling for the ball, but they're quick to round that up with Paige Shepherd going. McClelland unleashes a kick just inside 50. Didn't see the quick hands in the back with Norris Dalton there leading out. Big tackle by McDonald. She buries herself in, dragged it in. How will the umpire call it? Well, they won't because they haven't, and it's going to be thrown up. They're certainly holding the whistle here today. There's no doubt about that, which is great. They're sometimes getting them out. So it's now about 35 out from Metro's goal. And the ball goes up. Oh, quick little tap off hands. No one could pick it up. And here we go. Millie Brown's just picked it up and gone, thank you very much, if no one else will grab it. But then she's dragged down, and it's a free kick against.
Holding the footy.
Probably because she tried to take them all on by herself, as she has all day. And now it will be Molly Dennehy-Maloney, who's been pretty good today.
Solid.
Yeah, really solid performer, just across all the board. Be great to get a goal here from about 40-odd metres, 35 out. Comes in, it's drifting though, and Gabby Newton, she got there a bit too quick. Grabbed it off the hands, gave it off. Handball, here's Norris Dalton. She's good in this position. Spins around, finds Mackenzie. She just ducks the head and goes, thank you very much, I'm going to kick it. Oh, and it bounces to the left. Almost. Those Knights are getting combined, getting busy inside 50.
You'd be happy if you were based out of Preston City Oval with the performance of their key players today. They've stood tall inside attacking 50 when it's mattered for Vic Metro, as has the player that's just released the footy, Millie Brown. She can hold her head high for Vic Country today, being magnificent.
Diana Smith with that run. She takes a bounce, kicks half forward. Oh, out of position there was Vella. Here we go. This could be the first chance. Simmons tries to pick it up, just can't pick it up. And away goes Fitzgerald, who goes, I'll get past you, Lucy McAvoy. Kicks to the wing. And under position, Bannon floated in, then just took on her opponent, took a bounce. Has a loss, she just can't grab it. It's slippery everywhere. Inside Shepherd. She tries to get it out. Will it go out? No, it won't. Shepherd gets it back. Oh, Molan picks it up. Tries to kick it. Wrapped up, and it doesn't look like it's coming out. It's not. And it's a throw-in forward side of the wing for Metro.
Brooke Vernon with a bit of an injury issue just coming to the bench for Vic Country as we're back underway. Ball padded towards the boundary line. Happy to see it over there, Brooke Hards. The interesting thing is the rest of the ground's been in sunshine most of the game today, apart from this strip along the broadcast boundary, which has been in the grandstand shade all afternoon, which means it's still a little bit slippery and soft underfoot, which is why we saw that comedy of errors about a minute ago. Ball tossed back into play. Patrikios didn't have it. Vic Country, desperate, trying to clear the footy. Patrikios went back in after it, fed the handball to Mackenzie. Out wide now to Grant. High ball in the Barber direction inside 50. Her opponent got in front spot. That was Smith. Ended up with the footy, gave the quick handball off. Vic Country released the pressure momentarily. Ball in the middle. Swallowed here by Burke. Gives it out wide to Georgia Stathis. Back to Burke, now to Patrikios. Defensive side of the broadcast wing. Toe poke kick. Didn't go anywhere. Gardner sends it towards the half-forward flank on the broadcast side. Tracking it was Eddie. Has support now in Horn. Gets the handball away. Under pressure is Hartwig. Also got the handball away in time. Clearing kick from Eddie to the wing. No good. Mark taken here by Paige Shepherd for Vic Country. They trail 2-1-13, Vic Metro 8-10-58. Entry inside 50 for Vic Country. Came off hands. Horn for Metro. Coughed it up. Molan tries to put it to the advantage. And was it a high tackle? No, play on. Ending up with the footy-o. Salidas with the goal.
That's the goal we've been waiting for.
And there's that little bit of silver lining, if you like. It's been a dirty day for Vic Country after quarter time. And they can get some hope there with that entry inside 50.
Yeah, and that's what Salidas is there for. She's just that really classy user. You give her a metre,
she'll just take off. And all she had to do was take a couple of steps, quick snap, goal. Really great, clever player inside 50 and just got the job done.
So 3-1-19 Vic Country, now trail Vic Metro 8-10-58. We're 8.5 minutes in. What would be a comfortable margin for Vic Country?
You definitely want to outscore them in the final term as a minimum. So you definitely want to do that. And away goes, back up again with Karras. But then Gutnick picked it up and kicked it forward. And out to the side is Georgia Stathis, but it was picked up and immediately ganked out. Grant had it, and then Millie Brown just kicks another one. Alice Burke clever along the ground, but only as far as Karras, who tries to grab it. Then she's dispossessed. Patrikios just grabs it, ducks the head, and then kicks inside 50. A genuine one-on-one here. Mimi Hill couldn't quite get it. Away they go through Gardner. Now Country out of defence, but Saxon Jones is running by herself. 2-on-1, but how about that? Isabella Simmons, that's some class we like to see. Steps around a couple of opponents, kicks into the middle. Oh, but it looks like Metro have won it back again. Georgia Stathis kicks towards Newton. They've got a fight on their hands. Shepherd again. She's been all right today in the last few quarters. But LaJoya is camped out there at half forward side of the centre. And now she'll rappel back inside 50. She opts to go to the 50. Huge pack of players. No one can grab it. Comes down. Ellie McKenzie goes, I'll take you on. Got it away. Wasn't deemed dropping. And here they go. If Country can pick it up, Molly McDonald does. Here we go. Solitas. Country have looked better the last couple. And Sarah Hartwig doing Hartwig things and just grabbing it inside 50, going, thank you very much. Kicking it outside. And onto it there is Georgia Stathis, who did a bit too much. No, she's won it and then gets run down to Newton, who picks it up. Handballed. Went towards Saxon Jones, but didn't get it. Karras won it. Went to Brown, who gave it straight over to Gardner. Bombs it long. Here comes Tierney, who gives it over the top, and it's Barber who wins it. Here we go, Solitas again. Solitas with a shot, and bang, there's another one. That's 2 goals to Solitas, and she's lifting the team. It's too late, barring a complete, utter comeback, a miracle comeback, but she's at least getting the team up and about, and that's coming into your next game. That's what you want. You want a big last quarter that Astor O'Connor can go down to her troops and say, look, the first 3 quarters, let's wipe them out, particularly the second and third. Let's just worry about that last one, and Solitas is getting on the end of a few, and it's terrific to see.
4-1-25 Vic Country trailing Vic Metro 8-10-58. We've got about 9 minutes left on the clock here at Avalon Airport Oval in the final term of this AFLW Under-18 Championships match. Tossed back up. Tap one down by Notman in the middle for Vic Country. The ball will be stopped just as it pops out. The umpire says, give it to me, I'll ball it up. Still inside the centre circles.
I thought Paige Shepherd's been really good the last, particularly last 3 quarters when no one else has really stepped up. While others have been quiet, she's been good.
Molan got the handball away. The umpire said, not legally though. Free kick to go the way of Ellie McKenzie, who's been quieter in the second half. Was dominant early on. Still got touches of the footy, but not as many as you would have expected after a dominant first half of footy. Georgia Stathis on the outside, been impressive too for Vic Metro today. They'll work it inside 50 through Bannon, who just coughs it up. And taking the mark inside defensive 50 there is Douglas, who goes wide. Mark taken out there by Chapman for Vic Country. Half-back flank on the outer side. Pops it into a bit of space for Simmons. Oh, Hartwig came in and just gave her a fair old bump. And we'll get a boundary throw in. All was fair. 12.5 gone in the final term. 8-10-58 plays 4-1-25. Tossed back in. The throw-in cleared the ruck contest. McKenzie laying on the tackle. And the umpire says, I'll have it back, thanks. Ball up, virtually in the middle of Avalon Airport Oval.
And we're up again, so there's practically 13 minutes gone on the clock. So there's 7 minutes remaining for Vic Country to make a statement in the last quarter of this game before we go to Queensland. And straight off, there's Paige Shepherd gets handball off, and it's kicked forward.
Here comes Sophie Molan. She's got to battle Gabby Newton, and Gabby Newton wins, but then she ran into a wall there, and it's won out by Shepherd. Again, she was terrific. Gave it up in the direction of McAvoy, who just said, bring it on. Sarah Hartwig grabbed it, kicked it forward. Don't tell me Salidas is going to get it again. No, comes out. McAvoy will. Great hand, missed it. Renee Tierney got it, won the fall, handballed off to McAvoy, snapped, and just went to the left. Drifted a bit too much, but this is better. This is better from Country.
And if you were Vic Metro, they've taken the foot off the throttle. We know that. But are you at all concerned at the ease that Vic Country are moving it forward at the moment?
Oh, you wouldn't want it. You'd want them to settle down. But at the same time, there's no doubt these girls are thinking, look, we've won the game. We don't want to go. We don't want to get injured. Let's just settle down. And I wouldn't be surprised to see some rested, like Patrikios, for example, who's got that shin problem.
As Newton to LaJoya, now to McLaren. Centre wing broadcast side. She goes inboard to Grant. Did well to judge it between the shadows and the sunshine. And
that's a 50.
Yep, for encroaching the mark there, Sophie Locke. And
Don't tell me it's a double 50 again.
I reckon it is.
Oh, that's...
So a double 50. I reckon it's the second one today for
It is.
Isabella Grant.
She's doing all right, isn't she?
She's gained 200 metres.
Yeah. Wonder if that counts in the metres gained stat, because that's all right then, isn't it? You haven't had to do much.
Certainly effective. Grant will come in for her third. Slow and steady.
Don't get too excited there, Isabella Grant. Jeez, that was a casual shot on goal, I think it's fair to say.
She has 3 goals as the skipper today for Vic Metro. 15 minutes gone, final term. And Metro, not that they really needed it, but a slight steadier. 9-10-64 to 4-2-26.
Yeah, I think it's over now, Coxie. No, it's been over for the best part of a half now, well and truly. And right now, they're high fives all around for Isabella Grant with her third. And I reckon this is the time where anyone with a niggle, you just sort of maybe have them on the bench. Say that as Rikios is ready to come on with her shin strap. But look, it's probably nothing serious. So anyone that you want to just rest up and take it easy, just do that. And off they go anyway, out of the middle. That was Xenos who's having a go on the inside now. You might as well mix it around. And Bannon dances and weaves and kicks and goes, thank you very much. There's another one. Wowee. That's 3 for Bannon. She equals Grant. She just didn't want to... She said, no, that's enough from that.
She didn't get the 200 metres gained.
Yeah, exactly. She's gone, I've had enough of Isabella Grant kicking 3. I want 3 of my own. Thanks very much. And that was terrific.
She's been... she's kicked 3 goals, but she hasn't been too starish, if that's
she's
a way
had
of
her
describing
moments.
it. Yes.
Yeah.
She's had flashes.
They've been impressive goals, probably not ones where you're kicking them from point blank.
No.
But, look, she's a great mover. For a player of her size, she's quite tall. She's able to move around players very easily, and that was the best passage of play, I think, from either team we've seen today. Xenos in the middle, straight out, got it down.
Nice and clean footy. Can Country do the same thing here? Molan tracking it, takes it, bounced kindly, but ran into all sorts of trouble. LaJoya flicks the handball over the top to a running Mackenzie, sends it inside 50. No good. Mark taken in defence there by Douglas, flicks it wide.
Guess who?
Mark taken by Millie Brown, the skipper of Vic Country today, or one of the co-skippers. Puts it down the throat, though, of Patrikios. Wanted to give the handball to Eddie, who was running past. Instead, elects to kick long. Good mark taken by Millie Brown at the back of the contest.
How many touches do you reckon she'd have today?
I'm no good at maths, so I'm not even going to try.
It'd be well over 20. It'd be mid-20s, I reckon, at least.
Easy. Easy for the amount of pressure she's been under. She's been very composed under pressure as well. That's another trait.
It's coming straight back to her, too.
This could be number 30.
Oh, this could be record-breaking.
Brown goes long. Oh, Nelly went down the throat of Newton. Vic Country were lucky there to get the kick from Smith into the middle. Mark taken here by Tierney. Moving it a lot nicer in this final term,
better.
Vic Country. Maloney now takes the mark, attacking side of the outer wing. Pops it up towards half forward. Losing the footing there, Howes. Ball is over the boundary line and out of play. Half forward flank on the outer side. Just under 2 minutes left on the clock in the final term. 10-10-70 plays 4-2-26 on the scoreboard.
And Patricios just all by herself at 50 again, which is surprising. But anyway, it's at half forward for Country. Oh, nice little turn and spin by Renee Tierney. Kicked it in. McAvoy, here we go. Oh, went to deck. Won't probably be high because she went down. Oh, no. That was Valor who had a shot. Molly McDonald tried to claim the mark. Went about 8 metres, so you'll never get in the way with that one. Valor tried to pick it up again. Goes in hard. In comes Hartwig, arrives. Valor lays the tackle, and it's all locked up. So we're in Vic Country's forward line, where it's fair to say they're probably split at 50-50 this quarter, which is a big win for Vic Country as Karras gets the hit out. Here they come through. Away went Tierney with the hands. It's to no one in particular, but Tiana Smith tried to pick it up, couldn't quite. Comes through. Here we go. Jess Fitzgerald handballs over the top, sold Xenos into trouble, and then she unsold herself out of trouble. Kicks it out to the halfback. Gabby Newton couldn't take it. Doesn't matter. They win it anyway. Kick it forward. Here's Nell Morris-Dalton. Couldn't pick it up. Brown went. I was almost about to grab it, then didn't. Sophie Locke gave it away. Here's Luca Lazowski-Hay. Kicks it half forward. Valor was the leading target. Big dump by Jess Fitzgerald. Wasn't holding. Kicked out. And Gabby Newton on the wing takes a good mark. We've got about 30 seconds left. What can Metro conjure up? Can they get another one? As we've got it, Bannon. She don't think she'll kick her fourth from the wing. Comes up to half forward. Here we go. She's got it there on half forward. Now she's got to kick inside 50. Numbers flooding back. We've only got 8 seconds remaining. So unless we're going to see another long range shot inside, we've got a mark. That's terrific. And it's Gabby Newton. And she's played on because her back was to the timer. Didn't realise it was about to go. She won't be too unhappy, though, because Metro have won at 10-10-70 to Country 4-2-26.
Denahue Maloney did take that mark. So right intention, just as you said, didn't have a look at what the time was. As Vic Metro, dominant victors here today. Avalon Airport Oval in this AFLW Under-18 Championships match. The goal kickers for them today, 3 apiece to Bannon and Grant, 2 to Morris Dalton, singles to Elizabeth Georgia-Stathis and Gabby Newton. 2 goals today for Salidas for the Vic Country side, to Simmons and Notman singles as well. Final scores will be confirmed in a moment. 4-2-26 Vic Country, going down to Vic Metro 10-10-70. What do you take away from today's match, Pete?
Yeah, look, you knew Metro were a dominant team. I didn't think it'd be quite this one-sided, but look, early on Metro won the ball at the coalface, which was going to be Country's strength. So once you took that away from them, Metro had strengths around the ground with their speed and marking inside 50. And I mentioned pre-game, they've got those targets that can really clunk marks in your Morris Dalton, your Saxon Jones and Gabby Newton and that type. Alyssa Bannon as well. And it was more like their forward line structure. It wasn't like they all dominated. They all stepped up at different patches. As you said earlier, Bannon had her moments, Morris Dalton had her moments, and they all seemed to step up when the others weren't. So it wasn't like they were all standing up for one quarter. They all stood up in patches when they needed to. And for Country, look, it's back to the drawing board. They showed some much better signs in that last quarter. It's just, again, they let in a few easy goals, like the clearance and then the goal to Bannon wouldn't have been great considering the progress they'd made. But look, it was great job there for Country in that last quarter. But again, they don't get the points, so unfortunately they come away. They'll want to regroup, and look, what we said last year, they did lose to Metro at this stage, not quite by this margin, but they came back and actually, beat the teams. They beat Queensland, and then Queensland went and beat Metro. So, it's going to be an interesting championship series coming up. It
certainly will. So, in that round 2, Vic Metro will take on Western Australia at Metricon Stadium. That game to be at 1 o'clock on Monday, the 8th of July. Vic Country will play in the game prior to that against Queensland at Metricon Stadium. Vic Metro then takes on Queensland on the Wednesday at Southport Footy Club. Vic Country to take on the Eastern Allies. Then on the Friday, Vic Metro will take on the Eastern Allies and Vic Country takes on Western Australia. As the Victorian sides gather in a circle out on the field here at Avalon Airport Oval. A nice touch.
Yeah, they do that every game just to show the support for one another and what footy's all about.
And
so
I think, if I'm correct, Millie Brown might have been given some sort of acknowledgement.
yeah, each team has a MVP for the day kind of thing. So I'm not...
Didn't see who Vic Metro's was, but who was it in your eyes?
For Vic Metro?
For Vic Metro.
For Vic Metro, look, it was quite a tough one because it was almost a tale of two halves. Look, you could have given it to Mackenzie for the first half and then fairly consistent across the thing. You could almost give it to a Patricios or a Newton who were good across the board. As a bit of a outside view, you could almost give it to a Hartwig who mopped up nearly everything across the board. I don't think they had one clear standout, which is probably why they won. Vic Country, it was hands down Millie Brown, no questions asked, I think. They had some other good contributors, but across they had players that stepped up for 2 to 3 quarters, they were excellent, and then the other 2 quarters they were okay. Where for Vic Country they might have been excellent for a quarter across the board, and good to okay for 2 to 3 quarters. So it's really just, I guess, building the consistency across the board, and well done to Metro on a terrific win.
Final scores here at Avalon Airport Oval. Vic Metro 10-10-70 defeating Vic Country 4-26. The goal kickers won final time 3 to Isabella Grant and Alyssa Bannon, 2 apiece to Nell Morris Dalton. In fact, she was the only double goal kicker on the park for Vic Metro. Singles to Georgia Stathis and Gabby Newton, whilst for Vic Country, Renee Salidas with 2 singles to Isabella Simons and Shannara Notman. That just about wraps things up here from Avalon Airport Oval for the Under-16s and Under-18s Championship games. Thank you very much for your company. Thank you very much to Pete Williams.
Good to be here. Enjoyed the call.
And a reminder that the second round of the Under-18 AFLW Championships will be taking place from the 8th of July. No doubt you'll hear all about that through nableague.com.au. I'm Matthew Cox. Been great to have your company. We look forward to it again next time.